Hi, this is Kerry Artag with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Friday, April 28th, 2023. Where to begin? Actually, I want to begin with you clicking like, if you would, each and every time you watch the daily Tesla report and subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. It'll provide you notification each and every time new content has been uploaded for your viewing. And check out the wickedstocks.com website, where we offer a full assortment of daily and weekly analytical videos like you're watching now in the daily Triple Q, the daily SPY, weekly S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, long bond ETF, the TLT, and two individual stock picks every single week with precise support and resistance, buy signals, so forth and so on. So check us out. We offer a 5-day money back. Actually, it's a 5-day free trial. You enter your payment information, and if you don't cancel within 5 days, it is transacted. So here we are. What to say about this? What I will say about this is we still have long-term resistance overhead at 223.54. I'm actually going to jump into kind of the near term and just remind you, this is probably more effective for the day, is that several weeks ago we had a sell signal when we closed below this channel bottom. It was the second sell signal in several days. There was also, if you recall, a long-term rising two-thirds speed line that held the March lows that we closed below a few days earlier, that held this high. Then we finally closed below this channel bottom, setting off a 2 to 3 week sell signal to the 153.06 channel bottom, which we've been testing Wednesday, Thursday of this week. We actually opened just below it on Thursday, and in fact, this channel bottom has performed beautifully. I mean, we've had some slippage below it, but this descending 1 month, 3-4 week channel bottom has also contained selling pressures. It really is part of a range. 153.06 down to 146.06 that I've been mentioning can absorb selling not only through next week, but also through May and into June. And from here, we can muster recovery. Recovery to where? Recovery to this channel top. I'm not sure. Yes, we have that roughly illustrated here at 201.55. So this is kind of the big picture. I don't know if you've taken profits on that sell signal from, when we closed below this formation, anticipating the mid 150s. But as I've been saying for the last few days, this is your profit taking on those out of the money puts if you happen to have bought the 145 or 155 out of the money puts. And now you can buy sort of low 170s out of the money calls, or you can buy a low 200s out of the money calls, depending on your time horizon. In terms of the 1 to 2 week time horizon, it really is this 172.20 to 173.20 region, which is our new near-term resistance. Near term, when I say near term, I'm always talking, sort of 2 to 3 weeks. Midterm for me is 3 to 5 weeks, a couple of months. So we've tested midterm support at 153.06, near-term resistance in reach over the next week or two at the most in the 172, 173.20 area. And by the end of May, perhaps, we can rally all the way back to the 201.05 level. So this image says a lot. This descending channel top today at 158.23 was on Thursday. I'm going by memory here. 160.09, I believe. I'm going by memory. I don't have it in front of me. And we did, yes, close above it by about a dime. I do think it's a little close to call. We could, for instance, what I mean by that is we could, and I'm going to scroll down so you can see the numbers here, we could open right back below 158.23, which is this short-term channel top, and fall back to 153.06 quite easily within the day. But if we open today above 158.23, I think the market is setting up for bullish continuation, and it could be of the meaningful type. 163.91, if you see here, is our intraday resistance, and that is nothing more than that March low. That could give the market trouble on the way up to what could be by the closing bell. Now, I don't expect to see this. This would be a significant rally, but it is poised for a significant rally after having tested this targeted midterm support at 153.06. So opening above 158.23, expect 163.91. If we push through 163.91, we could continue short covering our way all the way into the 172.20 to 173.20 area by the closing bell, where we could top out through next week, fall off the following 3 to 5 days back into the low 150s again. We could trade inside this descending 1/3 speed line today at 173.20 down to 153.06. We could trade inside this wedge through next week. And if settled above 173.20 would be consistent with the bigger picture, meaning we've come off of midterm support. We've tested meaningful channel support at 153.06. The channel top right now is calling the market, drawing the market. I'm not saying it's inevitable we will reach 201.55, but I have seen this many times before, and we can now rally into the low 200s over the next 3 to 5 weeks. And if we happen to, over the next few days, close above 173.20 over the next 1 to 2 weeks, 201.55 in reach. 201.55 is on the daily chart. What is on the weekly chart presently at 198.17. That may be next week's number. I'm not sure. In any event, this area is now wider and converging, and it really won't converge entirely until we get into late summer, early autumn. So, it is stair-step now. What was sort of a converging range of resistance, as you recall, when we did not have this low for the week, it was higher. It was a flatter formation and lined up nicely with 223.54. 223.54, I'm going to go back to this chart. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on all that. 223.54, here we go, is really the next target above 201.55. Now, if we do test, and I'm going to finish with this, this idea. If you're covering your puts right now and turning around and buying calls that could be 195 or 200 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a month. I would go several months out, this just to preserve your delta value on the way up, less susceptible to theta, the time decay element. This is an area at 201.55 that itself could contain monthly buying pressures, and we could fall off from there. Bottom line, I don't see a good long-term low in Tesla with longer-term bullish continuation expected unless we can close any week above this long-term channel top. I've been saying that for months. What else? I'm looking at the charts here. I'm going to go back to this one. 158.23, our pivot point for the day, below which 153.06 in reach, above which we just might reach into the low 170s intraday, 163.91 anyway. If we close above 163.91, this low here, I think on Monday we'll push into the low 170s, which will be a trouble spot into later next week. And if settled above, should spark follow-through buying into the 201.55 region within just a couple more weeks, where we could top out into June and fall off again. Now, downside. Breaking, let me go to the right chart here, actually. Here it is. Breaking or opening below 158.23 will keep 153.06 in reach again today. And that is, once again, the start of a wide zone down to 146.06 that can absorb selling through May into June. And from here, we can rally into the low 200s over the next month or two at the most. Inside of that is, now this is the wrong chart. Let me go back to this one. No, wrong chart. That's the same chart. Hold on a second. Bear with me. Is 150.77. So you can see I've got 153.06, 150.77, and 146.06. One big zone, narrowing ever so gradually, able to contain longer-term selling pressures. And if we settle today below 146.06, that would set off another significant sell signal that should play out into later May. The next 3 to 5 weeks then likely to retest this 101.81 low from January. And that's as much as I'm going to say right now. Well, I'm going to say one more thing. For those of you who like trading the big picture, I don't think there's any good reason to be long Tesla in your portfolio if your time horizon is several months and beyond. If we close today below 146.06, this down red arrow, I think that's you can't discount the possibility that not only do we test that 101 area low from January, but even take it out as we move into the third quarter. It could get ugly if we close today below 146.06. But until then, solid bottom picking territory, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. Pushing 10 minutes now. That's all I'm going to say for Friday's Tesla. You have a great weekend. I'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's Tesla Report.